So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Barbie Chatterjee here with you guys, and today I have created this beautiful green smoky kind of look, green and blackish smoky kind of look. This is basically a traditional look. You could also pair this up with any kind of western outfits if you want to. I hope you like this video and let me know what more such makeup looks or reviews you want, and yeah, please subscribe. So hi, so let's get started. So first I'll be using the Good Vibes Rosehip Serum all over my face. I'm just using 2 drops and I'm just massaging it into my face. Then I'll be using the Wet n Wild eyebrow palette. I'll be using the darker shade towards the arc of my eyebrows and the beige kind of shade in the front portion of my eyebrows, and I'll be shading it. I'll be using the Miss Claire full coverage makeup concealer in the shade 5, and I'll be cleaning up my brows as well as priming my eyelids for eyeshadows. Then I'll be using the Makeup Revolution X Soft palette, and I'll be using the shade Brownies, and I am going to deposit the color into my crease. Then I'll be using the shade 21 on a flat fluffy blending brush, and I am going to blend out the shade Brownies, which is a very beautiful deep brown shade. So I'm just kind of winging it out. Then again I'm depositing Brownies and blending it out until I'm happy. I'm repeating the steps until I'm happy. Then I'll be using the shade Sweet and Sour, which is a dark orange shade, and I'll be blending out the shade 21 with the same brush. So over here I had to blend a lot actually. Then I'll be using the shade Vitamin C on a pointed blending brush, you can say, and I'm just buffing out the edges. I am taking the yellow shade up to my eyebrows. Then I'll be using the shade Running Late from the palette, which is a little bit lighter shade of orange, which will help mix the sweet and sour and vitamin C. Then again I'll be taking this shade 21 and apply that on my crease. I'm just depositing and blending out the colors as per my convenience, like as per how I require. Then I'll be using the shade Reputation, which is a black shade, and apply that on the outer V of my eyes and also in the inner V of my eyes. So I want to create a halo eye effect as you saw in the thumbnail. Then I'll be using the shade 21 again to blend out the black shade. Then I'll be using the shade Brownies again, and I am depositing it between the black and the shade 21. Then using the two orange shades Running Late and Sweet and Sour, I am blending the shade 21. Then again using the orangey shades, I am blending it out. Then I'm using the shade Vitamin C again, which is a yellow shade, and I'm just buffing the shades out. Then I'll be cutting my crease. I'm creating a halo eye over here, so I applied a little bit concealer because I wanted the pigmentation of the shade to come out a little more vivid. So I'm using the shade Aurora, which is a beautiful like green kind of shade. It's not a proper green, I don't know how to explain that green, but yeah, it's a green shade. Then I'll be using the Swiss Beauty glitter eyeshadow palette in the number 02, and then I'll be placing the glitter on my eyelid. Then using the shade Aurora, I am blending out its edges. I am just blending out the shade Aurora with the black. Then using the Swiss Beauty liquid highlighter in the shade 03 Metal and the PAC HD liquid foundation in the shade 3.0. I'm just mixing it together because I wanted a little bit dewy kind of look. I'm applying that all over my face. Then blending it out with the flat top kabuki brush. Then I'll be using the same Miss Claire full coverage makeup concealer in the shade 5 medium, and I'm just buffing it out. Then I'll be using the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. This is in the shade 15 medium. And then after setting my face, I'll be using this Faces Canada magnetized kajal in the shade black on my lower waterline, and I'll be smudging it out with the shade Reputation, which is again a black shade. Then using the three shades 21, Sweet and Sour, and Running Late, the orange and the red shades, I am going to smoke out the black on my lower lash line. Then I'll be using the shade Vitamin C again, and I am going to blend out the edges. Then I'll be using the Wet n Wild concealer in the shade Dark Cocoa and apply that on the perimeters of my face and the places where I want to contour, and then blending it out with a stippling brush. Then I'll be using the Makeup Revolution X-O highlighter palette, and using this bronzy kind of shade, I am bronzing up my face. I wanted a little bit of dewy look, so I'm using this highlighter kind of bronzer. Then I'll be using the SFR color blusher in the shade Nude Apricot, and I'll be applying that on my cheeks. Then using the same highlighter palette again, I'll be using this gold shade from the palette and highlight my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin, and also my forehead, and also apply this same shade on my inner corners. Then I'll be using the Maybelline Push Up Drama Falsies mascara, and I'll be curling my lashes. Then using the pack M75 lashes, I applied that, and then I'll be using the Lakme 925 Weightless Matte Mousse Lip and Cheek color in the shade Cocoa Soft, and the PAC Retro Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Coral Peel in the center, and just blending it out with the other lipstick. And yeah, this is